Guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Today, very sad day over the last couple days. With the new engraving system, a lot of people are super upset with how they built it. The blatant cash grab that Lilith is really doing with this system. So we're going to take a little bit of a more in-depth look at it and see exactly what they're talking about. So this is a general guide that we've seen up. Now it is in Chinese. A majority of the time, White Sushi would go ahead and take these guides. He would reformat it. He would put it in English so we could understand it, even break it down a little bit further. Him and a lot of other players have quit playing AFK Arena. Haven't actually seen or heard from them in a significant amount of time. But the basis for this is you can see just exactly how expensive this is. So when you're leveling the engraving system up, you can see we have our basic mats, and then we do have our mythic mats, our increasingly rare mats down here. So looking at the overall levels, even to take this to level 5 is 250 of your basic mats. Now it does also have sub-levels when you're leveling them up. So just looking this, and again, I'm just utilizing it as a general rule of thumb. When you look at this, tips, so 0 to 30 is going to be about 3,750 of the normal mats, the normal shards. We'll look at 30 to 60, guys. You're talking 4,500. That is right, 4,500 to go from 30 to 60. Now remember, going to level 30 is really PvE focused. Going from 30 to 60 is kind of PvE focused. Going from 60 to 80 is PvP focused. So the player versus player aspect is really when you start getting that 60 to 80, which it costs you 6,000 of these items to go from 60 to 80. Combined on top of the 4,500 that you already spent to go from 30 to 60, you're talking, that is right, guys, 10,500. Then you add in the other 7,700. So if you're at 10,500, you're talking what, 18, 19,000 to go ahead and level up a hero to 100 for the engraving system. Now, for a majority of the players, that is not really a big deal. But when you look at the community, the support community, the whales in AFK Arena that spend a considerable amount of money, this is absolutely crazy to be competitive on the PvP aspect of having the level 80 in the engraving system, spending 10,500 of our shards here to go ahead and get the engraving system built to 80, which is where the PvP aspect comes in. So remember that number, guys. The 10,500 is the PvP aspect when it comes to building out the engraving system again. So looking at Delta 100, this is really the difference when it comes to unlock at engraving level 80, which again is the PvP aspect when it comes to players. So even getting up to 80, so doing your 10,500, let's look at the sheer cost of that. And this is where there's petitions being signed. People are boycotting the game. A lot of people have quit playing the game because when you look at the sheer cost of these, so you get 100 for $10. So not a bad value, but let's break out the calculator and we will see exactly what this kind of looks like, guys, from a purchase perspective. And again, this majorly affects the PvP aspect. So if we have 10,500 that we need, divided by our 100, that is right, you need 105 purchases times your $10 each. Yep, right there. So you're talking $1,000 to get this essentially without getting, of course, any from AFK rewards, whatever it may be, but you're talking over $1,000 to get from 30 to 80 with those. All right, so okay, you're talking $1,000 there. But remember, guys, at that $1,000, so the 1,050 that we seen there, and this is just purchasing alone, is that 1,050. So you have 1,050 times, right now we have, I think it's like 12, let's say 12, just roughly, Celestials and Hypogean heroes. We know this is rolling out to all of the heroes. So now just to get to level 80, you're talking 12, almost $13,000. Okay, well now you take heroes from your plus 80 to your plus 100, which costs another 7,700. So you're talking another $700 on top of that. So to get the entire dimension or the Celestials and Hypogeans done at this rate, you're talking probably $15,000 to $20,000. I know, again, not taking into account all the free ones we get, but when you look at the competitiveness of the PvP aspect, which a majority of the whales that are spending money in AFK Arena are very heavy focused in PvP. And if you're not heavily focused in PvP whale, you're not going to be doing PvP because you're not going to be competitive at all. Even with the amount that we put into this game, almost hitting our 1 billion power up here, we are not competitive in PvP whatsoever. Very rarely do I hit the RO65, so do I actually qualify for the first one. But when you're looking at heroes and players in here, it is going to be right there, guys. The engraving system is super, super ultra expensive, especially if you're PvPing with 5 teams, and this is rolling out to all of the heroes. So you're talking a single player that wants to be competitive in PvP that's going to take the heroes to that plus 80 for the PvP bonus to remain competitive in PvP itself. You're probably talking, I mean, upward of probably $15,000, $20,000. That is right. To be competitive in a video game with PvP, you're talking 30 grand. It is such a unfair, blatant cash grab that they need to adjust how they're doing these, because a lot of players are quitting, guys. And that's really where we have to push back when it comes to building out these heroes and the sheer cost of building out these heroes. Even right here, guys, you have 500 of these. That is all they're giving you in this pack. You do get a hero, which Walker, always a solid choice. $50 for 500 of those, which again is kind of on par. Remember, that's 500 for $50. I know there are other things in there, but to get specifically the engraving item, it is 500 of those. So let's even say it's $35, whatever the cost ratio might be. It is super expensive. Remember, we need 10,500 of them to get from that 30 to that 80. That's not even taking it to 100, where a lot of the larger whales take, signature items from plus 30 to plus 40 to really remain competitive in that PvP aspect. So again, you're talking this engraving system is making Lilith, hundreds of thousands, if not hundreds. It's insane. I'm just kind of thinking about, okay, well, how many players play this game? How many servers do we have on top of this game? And then how many PvP do we have on top of here? So even now with the servers, I mean, we're all the way down in the 890s. So you're talking almost 900 servers, guys, that they run this game on for an engraving system that if you want to remain competitive in the PvP aspect, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. And for Lilith's perspective, as a major cash grab, you're talking millions, multi-millions spent on the engraving system. If you're free to play, again, I know this game is super friendly when it comes to free to play, but ultimately, if the game is not making money, if the whales do not exist in this game, it will slowly die out. And we know that. We've seen it with every other gacha game. We've seen it with a lot of other games. When the whales quit spending money, when the game is no longer profitable because people leave because of things of this nature, they will no longer have updates as much. They will no longer have heroes. They'll start consolidating servers. You'll see the game quickly go downhill once the company realizes that it is not a moneymaker. And I know for Lilith Entertainment or Lilith, this is not the most expensive game. This is not the most popular game. This is not the most productive game when it comes to actually making money, but they need to adjust and they need to fix this system, guys. They need to give us more resources out of here at a much cheaper variant. They have made these way too expensive. So even looking at the sheer number of heroes, which we have, I believe, 65 plus heroes, if instead of it being $9.99 to get some of these, even if they gave us, instead of 100, they gave us 1,000, would make a big difference, especially if you're putting anything into the game. Again, this just seems like it's a super mad cash grab, and that is not what this game is about. That is not the reason I started this game. Even the amount of money that we've put in here is really dwarfed by players that put far much more into this and competitive exclusively play this for the PvP aspect of it. PvP will literally die if you're not putting tens of hundreds of thousands into this, because of this new engraving system is so expensive. Again, if you're going to go up to a plus 100 to get the aspects out of here, you're talking almost 18,000 of our stones, not even including the smaller engraving stones, but it's an astronomical cost to go ahead and do the engraving system, which is why the community, you know what, take to Reddit, take to Discord, let them know exactly what we think of the new system, how expensive it is. They scaled it super, super, super high when it comes to the cost, and I cannot stress that enough. If we continue to have some of the larger whales that quit AFK Arena, again, the game is slowly going to die, and that is not what I want to see. So guys, again, Reddit, Discord, they've always been really good when it comes to the community support and the outreach that players do. So me being a content creator, it definitely needs to be adjusted. I'm not saying it has to be giving away the game for free, but it definitely has to be adjusted when it comes to the engraving system, because you're talking about, like I said, multi-million dollars. At what point does it come to making money versus the sacrificing of the game is really what I don't want to see. So guys, let me know in the comments what you guys think about the engraving system, and please give me your honest thoughts, guys. I do want to hear them. Again, we have a lot of contact with Lilith creators, supporters, things of that nature, so definitely let us know what you guys think. And as always, thank you guys for watching.